Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my summer reading list, my summer reading TBR, all the books I want to read this summer, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I have quite a bit of books here. So I have a mess of books here, and these are books that I've been buying recently, so you may have seen some of them in different hauls in a couple of my reading blogs, I don't even know. And I have more books that I want to get that I want to read that I don't have yet. So I'll mention those after I go through my physical books. So we're just gonna start off. And there's no particular order. I just have a pile of books. So this one is Summer Sisters by Judy Blume. I actually started this one last year and made it like 20 pages in, and then I lost the book. So I never was able to finish it. So I plan on restarting it this summer and finishing it. A lot of these books, well, basically all these books are romantic rom-com books, because that's what I like to read, and it's kind of like a quick thing to read. So the next book that I have, I just picked it up yesterday, and it's Black Girls Must Die Exhausted, because I had the second one, which is Black Girls Must Be Magic. So I wanted to read this series, or I'm not sure if it's like a complete series, but I saw it and it sounded interesting. I guess I should talk a little bit about what these books are about. So Sister Summers is about these two girls who were friends. One summer they became summer sisters, and then it's years later. They haven't spoken to each other in years, and one of the friends calls the other one up and asks her to be there for her wedding. So it's a dual timeline, because I remember reading it. And it starts off, like, it goes back and forth. So you're seeing them in present time and then going flashbacks to how they became summer sisters. Black Girls Must Be Magic is about a woman who finds herself pregnant and then throws herself into the whole single mothers thing. And then there is a love interest. There is just a lot of things. It kind of reminds me of a coming of age book, but not coming of age because she is of age. But you get my drift. Black Girls Must Be Exhausted is the first book, and this is about a woman who is 33 years old and has done everything she has set for her life, like her dream checklist for her life has, she's done it all. And then it says that she receives an unexpected diagnosis that brings her picture-perfect life crashing down. So I'm guessing it's just about her learning to live her life after finding out all this stuff. So I'm excited to read these two books. The next book that I have is by Christina Lauren, and it's The Soulmate Equation. To me, this kind of reminds me of the Love Hypothesis, but it's about a single mom, and there's this other guy who's trying to prove that, like, he created something to make to match people based on whatever his equations are, and it'll show the person you're most compatible with, and it's this woman, so he wants to like fake date basically to just prove his app before it launches, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong about any of this, sorry. I will leave all these books linked down below if you want to read the description and check it out for yourself. The next book I got was The Summer Job. This is about a woman who takes her friend's job for the summer. Her friend was supposed to go to a hotel to be like the wine expert or whatever, but decides not to go to the job, and so her friend pretends to be her and take over this job, and there is a love interest, and I'm guessing things are going to go wrong because it says she is not a wine expert. Then we have The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Oh, I have another book by her. Oh, I didn't realize that. So The Soulmate Equation is by the same author. That's cool. So this is about a girl and her, I want to say, ex, he's like her nemesis. She and him were the only two people at a wedding that did not get sick, so they take over her sister's honeymoon. So they get to go to that, and things happen. Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is about two authors who write completely different types of genres, and they end up in these beach houses next to each other, and they challenge each other to write each other's genre, and I'm gonna guess they fall in love. Just Haven't Met You Yet by Sophie Cousins. Which one is this one? Oh, this is about a woman who is traveling, and she ends up she has the wrong bag, and she's hoping it's this guy's bag that she had just met that seemed like the perfect man. She's also at the same place that her parents fell in love, so she's hoping that everything will align and she will find her dream man at the same place her parents did. So that is the gist. We'll see what happens. I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I bought this last year and tried to read it, but I really couldn't get into it, so I'm going to try again this summer, but I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to read it if I'm not enjoying it, because that's no fun. But basically, this has been around BookTube, TikTok, everything, all over the place. So it's about this woman and the 7 husbands that she's had, and she's, a journalist is interviewing her. She's giving her, like, this full, like, tell-all story, and that is what we're going through. I also have here Normal People by Sally Rooney. I think they also made like some sort of like Hulu like miniseries on this, so I figured I'd read this. It's not like my typical type of book that I like to read, but a lot of people talk about it and really enjoy it, so I figured I would try it too. The next book I have is If I Believe by Kim Cash-Tate. I read the first book of this and it's really good. It's called Though I Stumble, and it's really good. Basically, the first book was about 4 women and kind of how their stories align, and how God brings them through the different trials in their lives. There's one woman's a widow, and just like different things. One of the girls finds herself pregnant. Like there's a lot of things. There's not spoilers. It tells you everything in the back. So this book is about, let me see, 2 of the same women that we read in the last book, and then a new person is coming in, and then at the very end of the last book, someone else came into the picture, a new character, and they're also in this book. So it's 4 points of view. I really like this writing style. It goes by quick. It's like you're reading 4 different stories, but they all kind of connect. And I like series of books if you're going to have multiple characters, that we truly develop the characters. I hate reading series where the first book is one set of like one person or a couple, then the next series a different couple, but they weren't really developed in the first book, so it's basically like a completely different book. It's like I want to know these people. I want to be attached mentally and emotionally to them. So the next book I have is Wait for It by Jen McKinley. It's basically about a woman whose life's not going great, and she gets the chance to basically start over in a new place. And her landlord is cranky, and he's got his own issues too, so it's just basically about them figuring out life. Seems good. We'll see. The next book I have is Love at First Sight by Anna E. Collins. Oh, okay, so this is about a woman who is out for revenge. So she buys the house, or is it the house? The lot next to her ex-fiance, blocking his nice view. She's going to be fixing up this house and just putting everything into this house that she knew things that he did not like. So then he's going to have to look at her house. So this seems like it's going to be a funny book. So I'm excited about that. And then the next book I have is The Temporary Roomie by Sarah Adams. So basically she's moving into a friend's extra bedroom while her house is being renovated. But they're going to do some fake dating. I kind of like the fake dating trope, so that's what this is going to be. I think he's her brother's friend. The next book I have is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hong. I don't know. I put this on my list. I'll read it if I get to it. If not, I'm not going to be upset. I bought this last year and still haven't read it. But I feel like it gets a lot of mixed reviews on YouTube and BookTok. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I like it. We'll see if it's my vibe. If not, I'm not afraid to DNF books anymore. You know, after you DNF your first book, it's kind of easy to just kind of go with it. So, the next book I have is by Rashonda Tate Billingsley, Miss Pearlie's Girl. So it's about 4 sisters. So it's about a mom who gets sick, finds out she's sick, and she gets her 4 daughters back together. As they grew up, they all just separated, went their own ways. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of drama, a lot of secrets. So there's just a lot of things that we're going to find out. I'm guessing it's going to be in all 4 of their perspectives, probably the moms too, just going through all the different things that they are keeping from each other and seeing how their relationship grows. So those are the physical books that I have on my summer TBR. I have 16 books here so far on my physical summer TBR list, and I'm really excited. and I'm hoping I can get some of these read when I go on vacation. So now I'm going to share my TBR, my not physical TBR, so like my wish list. So the books that I have like on my Amazon list and things that I want to read that I've heard other people talking about. And I thought about making a part 2 of this, but I don't think it's going to take that long since I don't actually have the books on me. So let's begin. This will be done quickly. I'm not going to go through what these books are about. I feel like a lot of these are books that people talk about all the time on YouTube, Book Talk, everywhere. So I'm just going to go through them, kind of list them out. Okay, so the first book that we have is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So that is a book I want to read. Honestly, just a lot of people have spoken about it, so I added it to my list. The next book is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. That's another one that I actually can't even remember what it's about, but I threw it on my list. A lot of these books are like that. If I hear people talk about them on YouTube and stuff like that, and there are people that I trust and I like their opinions, I'll just add it. The next book is The Romantics by Leah Conan. See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn. I have a couple books by authors that I haven't necessarily read before. I bought like one book from them, and I have one book physically, and then if I like them, I will continue to read these books. If not, I will adjust this list. The next book is The Off Limits Rule by Sarah Adams. The Upside of Falling by Alex Light. 99 Days by Katie Contaguno. It Only Happens in the Movies by Holly Bourne. Ooh, I bought this book, so I can delete that. The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne, but I do have her Normal People book, and I want to see if I like her writing style. I know a lot of people say you either like the book or you don't, you like her style or not, so that's what I'm going to do. 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. I did read The Hating Game, and I did really enjoy it. Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Everyone's been talking about this book so much. I do have another Emily Henry book here. Beach Read. I have Beach Read on my physical list, so there's that. Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. And that doesn't come out till July, so that's on my list. Or is that just the paperback? The hardback is, I think, out already. There was another book that I really wanted to read. Did I say Book Lovers? Yes, I did. Oh, this one's not technically a summer book, but it's The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Amaras, and she's the woman that wrote The Spanish Love Deception, and I really enjoyed that book, so I'm excited for that. And honestly, I think those are all the books that I wanted to read for this. Oh, Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I do have a couple of her books here. The Soulmate Equation and The Unhoneymooners. So I know a lot of people say a lot of good things about that book. So we will add that to my list. So those are all the books that are on my Amazon list so far. I want to say that was about 10 books. So I have about 25-ish books for summer that I want to read. I think that's a decent number. I hope you guys enjoyed this video with me just talking about the books that I want to read this summer. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books and what you think of them, if you like them, if you didn't like them, why you didn't like them. Let me know. Try not to leave any spoilers, but definitely let me know what you thought of these books if you read them. I will see you guys in my next video.